John McCagg here, liberty8academy.org. And tonight, Thursday night, every week I go live at 7, and this one's to the public. So the rest of the month, it's just to people that pay the membership fee and they can ask questions and so on. But tonight it's going to be, and it's always the last Thursday of the month, it's just going to be to the public. So join in tonight. It's scheduled, it's on the schedule. A bunch of people show up, ask a lot of questions, get a lot of information. So just going live this morning because I had a minute, and we're going to talk about some of these things. I remembered, boy, I've been fighting this fight for so many years. And I remember back when I was living at Occupy, and some of the tricks that I did there, like how to work on an insurance claim. And another project that I worked on too was, you see a lot of these days, you see a lot of setups on like social media, like, oh, let's just use an example, like pretty girls walk by this dude and he like asks him out, and then he walks back to his like supercar, gull wing door car that he rented for the day. And the girls turn around and go, oh, and they walk back every time. Like it's a gold digger pitch, for women. So it's like a setup. Okay. So we're going to talk about, things I've done as a setup that's similar, but like in your favor to, because what was I doing back when I was at Occupy, right? Remember my tagline back then? My tagline was, I guarantee to beat any bank or government. Seriously. And I was beating them time after time after time because, God stepped in and had to help me, because it was like, you're going to do what? And I found out so much since then, right? But that's kind of like when I started. That was even before, Liberty Aid and all that stuff. I was out there gathering the information that I teach people now. So tune in at 7 p.m. is what I'm saying, and I'm going to go over some of the stuff, like real world information. And I actually have never brought this up, this method that I'm going to talk about tonight at 7, the insurance claim. And I also haven't talked about the other sort of like setup thing that I used to at the time, that I didn't even need to follow through on. But you got to think creatively. Our enemies, our adversaries, right? The government, the banks, who all work knowingly, have sold their soul to the devil knowingly. They all, that's just their thing. Hey, this isn't, if you don't see this as like a spiritual war, you're not understanding them. To them it is. To them it is. It doesn't matter where you see it that way. They all 100% absolutely see it that way. So, if you think you're just going into this society, legal, mumbo jumbo, blah, blah thing that you've been told since a child, all that's fake. It's not real for them. And so aren't they running everything, controlling everything, doing everything? So, okay, so if they see it that way, they're running things, that's actually how things work. So you have to respond to them in that manner. Okay? All right. So I'm just getting on, doing a little live thing this morning, reminding you to come on tonight, 7 p.m. I'm gonna talk. Might as well, going live to the public. Might as well. Like, who's got this experience with proof of beating them and teaching people and been doing it for more than a decade? Who? It's just one, right? Many people have stolen elements of my work, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna do what? They will, be my student, get the information, steal my copyrighted information, and go focus on that individual item. that they are like, oh my God, how I changed their life. They want to change somebody else's life. Just the hell with me. Um, and so they just go sell my copyrighted information, but not all of it, right? Because it's just too much information for someone to lie about. I lived it. I experienced it. I have the information. I'm the actual one, you know, who did all this. So I can help anyone. In fact, I can go for years like I did today. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this thing I did back at Occupy. Oh, and I was like, I forgot about two things I did back then, which I learned about, you know? So they don't have anything. They don't have creativity. They don't have, stealing someone's work. You don't even know anything about it. No one that's stolen my work, and I mean, of the what I know, uh, there are 8 separate schools open now from former students. And everyone that I checked on, and I mean every single one, no one even has a college degree. I'm not, they might have a high school degree. I don't know. I don't know. I know from interacting with them what they told me and stuff. They don't have, none of them have a college degree. I have 2 master's degrees in business back before it was online, right? When you had to work in teams with local businesses, when you actually had to do the work, you know, a master's in accounting and a master's MBA. Like when you actually had to interact with your community and like stand up in front of people, like real actual information, training, learning. They don't have that now. It's so funny. It was like, do away with it. People could learn something. Um, so anyway, tune in tonight at 7 p.m. It's going to be live to the public tonight. This is the once a month thing that I do. And I'm kind of like looking forward to getting into it now that I thought of this morning. So people that are really into my work that have I want to hear everything he does and has done and stuff like that. I'm going to go over some new stuff tonight. So, stuff I haven't brought up before. Or I haven't brought up, well, I don't think I have. I mean, it's been way more than a decade since I've done this. Um, so, yeah. I don't know when the Occupy was. Was it 2010? Something like that. But I'll go through that. I feel like it's really critical information that I learned back then. I just try everything back then. And whatever works, works. And things work. And then that carried my work forward. So, any thoughts, questions on your mind this morning? I don't want to, Valeria, hey, I am up early. I'm usually up early, but I'm visiting the grandson. They got a crazy sleep schedule, and he just sometimes is just opposite because he's 3. So I had a minute this morning and thought I'd go live and go into this for a little bit. You're up early too, but I'm East Coast, so it's not that early. It's like 8 or 9. 9. It's 9. It's 9. I went 9 on the dot. So I've been up a minute. I've been staring at the turkeys in the yard. There's 11 turkeys that come through the yard this morning and like doing their thing. They have cool feathers, turkeys. Anyway, they're kind of the cleanup crew, right? They just run their butt, peck, 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 peck. So anyway, this information, I realize, a lot of people are having some trouble out there getting their 100% back. Not a lot of people. Some people are having some problems interacting out there. Like, you apply for something and the government's like, oh, they give you some feedback, back talk, blah, 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 blah. And you're having trouble getting it done. Well, I'm out in the country. Sorry, we got giant trucks doing forestry and livestock and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, we're having trouble out there getting things done. These are some methods. See, because they're not creative, we're creative. I really, you need to learn how to turn this thing up a notch on them. They know how to do that. Social media, blah, 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 blah. Hey, Kelly. Son of the Morning Star. Right? And Son of the Morning Star. So Jesus is the Morning Star? Or, wait, Son of the Morning Star. Interesting, huh? Morning. Where are we moored? Mooring after the birth, right? We're moored with. Um, yeah, happy day to you. But yeah, that's an interesting thing, isn't it? He comes with a star. Everybody comes with a star. The morning star. Eh? I don't usually use that term, but it always leads me to this star discussion, doesn't it? The cast into the firmament crew. Okay, so tune in tonight at 7. Okay, we're going to talk about some old methods that are going to have some new traction. I've never put these things into any of my information out there before, so I'm just not going to go into them now because I already have this scheduled event, but you're going to like it. You know, you're thinking insurance claim. What is he talking about? Oh, what? Yeah, you're going to love this. And the other thing I want to talk about too, and I got to schedule what I'm going to combo I'm going to talk about already, but I was saying, have you seen like these social media setup things? They're extreme ones too, where dudes just like are drinking a beer in front of a cop, or no, here's another one. Here's another one. This guy literally has a sign. It's like a setup to mess with uh, the cops, the government, whatever, whoever you want to mess with, right? That's common now. And uh, they're like, oh no, we just did a social media thing, so it's all cool. You see? So you can do that too. So this one is like, this guy has a sign, it's like 2 bags of Coke and some weed, like he's selling. And he's doing it literally right next to the cops in a cop car. He even walks up to him, hey man, how you doing? What do you need? And they're like, what is that sign? What are you doing? Anyway, he's just screwing with the cops because it's hilarious and funny, and why not make fun of our evil overlords? And it's, yeah, screw you, Marvin. All right. Uh, yeah, so um, tune in tonight at 7, and you could, what I'm saying is you could make a script, create a script on them that works in your favor with some video. You follow me? Question: can a trust receive tax credits from deposits made in the bank? What's a tax credit? A credit as to what? Like IRS or something? I don't know what a tax credit is. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what a tax credit is. What is a tax credit? Tax credit. I don't even know what that means. Um, if money goes in and out of a trust, it's not taxable. Period. And the trust that you can get from our school, right? My copyrighted trust. If you get that from libertygateacademy.org, you never report taxes to the IRS, and you never pay taxes to the IRS. There's never a situation that you could list where you would pay money to the IRS. That will never occur. This is a good question. Okay, I don't understand the tax credit part of it, but basically, any IRS taxes, and that's 100% period, doesn't matter. You see, because let's just say it this way, okay? This trust is not an action-based solution, right? It's a structural solution, isn't it? Meaning, every other type of entity, LLC, nonprofit, C corp, blah, right? They're all, oh, if you do this action, you trigger a taxable event, right? Okay. Well, see, this trust is an action based, it's structure based. As soon as you start the structure and get the EIN properly, any bank, wherever you open an account and wherever you move money, whatever you do with your money, it doesn't matter. There's no way that you can incur a taxable event. No actions trigger that. You see, it's not action based, it's structure based. You follow? The structure says this trust does not report to the IRS. Doesn't matter what you do financially, doesn't matter. You see, you can't do anything illegal, like I gotta say that, but you know what I mean? Like, if you're not, hey, cool, let me sell some grenade launchers. No, no, no. No, just you're doing legal stuff, right? Just you don't pay taxes to the IRS. You don't report to the IRS, and that's according to 508C1A code and 6033 code of the IRS code, right? That's why. Who did I copy? Who did I quote copy? Right, the In God We Trust. I saw its existence. I didn't copy, right? I was like, oh, you can exist, right? The In God We Trust /USA Inc. The USA is a trust. In God We Trust is right on the money. So you don't pay taxes to anyone, do you know? And so if I do the same thing, who would I pay taxes to? It's that simple. That was the logic of my situation before I knew the code and so on. And then I found the code after. After I started the trust operating, whatever, then I found the code afterwards. Because I just logically, it was like, oh, we trust. They don't pay any. Oh, I'll get a trust and I don't pay. You see? Not sure what a tax credit is. It doesn't. See, a tax credit, I guess, usually means that, oh, in forward taxes, you would have oh, you wouldn't have to pay them. But there are no forward taxes, doesn't matter why. You follow? So a credit means, oh, it would go against a debit, which there's never a debit, so you don't need a credit. Okay? That's simple. So it's a good question. Yeah, it's clever too. You have to accept how clever they are, our evil overlord controllers, because there's no paperwork. This uses the same financial system, same bank, same debit card, credit card, everything. Everything's the same. You're just not operating an LLC. You're operating a trust. Or not operating your person. You're not operating these other taxable entities. You're operating this non-taxable trust, which they do too. Which there's no paperwork trail. So it's very clever. You can never find the paperwork that they are running almost all the money on earth, not, through these taxable entities. They're doing it. They're, like a REIT, real estate investment trust, the largest, corporations that hold the most asset. They're saying, the giant commercial real estate, it has to get refinanced, blah, 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 that whole story. That's REITs, real estate investment trust. That's them, and that's that whole, if China's real, which I think China's a hoax and simply that's the devil's kingdom, but that's my, I don't see any evidence of China being real or any story coming out of it being real. Nothing actually strikes me as real about China. Zero. So their whole thing is in trusts or whatever, same thing, There's nothing new under the sun. There's no, oh, but what if they stop using trust? They're not clever. Not going to be a new thing. Why? Humans aren't clever. I'm clever, right? I'm intelligent, but human intelligence is basically a hoax. No one else in all of humans, and the millions of humans, no one else figured this out. One did. Has anyone else figured it out separately from me in the decade past I've been doing this? No. So that was a whole nother decade. Somebody could have figured this out. Nope. No other human. You follow? No. They are not clever, and they know they're programmed slaves. They're not clever either. They lack intelligence because they're told stupid stuff since they've been born. So how are they going to be intelligent or smart or clever? They put us in the schools, tell us a bunch of lies, and you're just going to be a stupid slave. How are you going to be intelligent enough to figure out what they're up to? You're not. Only one human ever figured it out in the history of humans ever. Myself. One. With proof. Say it's not true. Who else? No, that's not the way it goes, you see? So they're not clever. Nothing's going to change. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing else is going to happen. This is always going to be the way it is. Simply. And those incredibly tiny amount of the population of the humans that actually, could actually accept and process the truth, that's almost no one. Are they going to overthrow the system? Of course not. No, God has to step in and murder them all. Thank God on Judgment Day. Thank God. Yay. Because they're never going to change. They're just going to be evil. They're not clever. Nothing like that. Everything is going to be is the same, exactly the same. It's always going to be the same. I'm always going to have the solutions. Everybody going to steal a piece of my work and just ruin people's lives. And then eventually somebody, got faked out, eventually shows up here. They're like, oh, look who figured this all out. Yeah. Look who's actually helping it. Yeah, I'm actually helping, all that. So I'm glad you made it. Let's get into this at 7 p.m. tonight, Thursday night. Okay, I'm live to the public. More questions, all that stuff. I'm gonna go over these things, individually that I did. I figured out when I was back at Occupy. I was walking this way. Oh yeah, this is some people could use this right now. I realize that people like going after property tax exemption and stuff. What I'm gonna bring up. If you're working on property tax exemption and you're having a difficult time, like I know a couple, man, you want to listen in tonight and ask questions and stuff. I'm gonna tell you how to I'm gonna tell you how to get serious about this stuff. You follow? Okay. It's gonna be super fun. It really, because I was just in a whirlwind back then. Just like I just had it. I lost my home and everything to foreclosure. Lost my family. My children still don't speak to me. Nothing like that. From that, like I'm bad because the evil overlord stole everything I had. My family don't speak to me. My children don't speak to me. That's been what, more than a decade? No, 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 no. No. I ain't giving in. Steal my family, steal my children. I don't, whatever. I ain't knuckle another. I ain't gonna be one of your slaves. I'd rather be dead. Yeah, steal my children. That's fine. That's fine. You think how you think that's gonna make me into? I will never quit. Not ever. I'll never quit. I'll never quit a comfort. Oh, I don't use the tagline. I guarantee to beat any bank or government. But guess what? I beat any bank or government. I don't even need to say it. That's what I do. Hello, right? Yeah, come on, let's go. So come on in tonight. I'm going to show you how to pick up. Let me show you how to sharpen up the axe and chop down the government and banker tree. Tonight is 7. It's going to be fun. I forgot about all this stuff. Back then, I was like, man, I'll try it. The stuff that would come to me, I would do it. I wouldn't like, oh, let me see how this goes. Oh, man, I learned so much. You know what? Our adversaries are afraid of us. Man, I've been in their offices and you have no idea how they fear us. The stuff I do back then, man, they were afraid of me. I went, I had some tiny minor case. I went 36 months with every single month with a criminal court case against me. 36 months in a row before I started Liberty Gate Academy. Who has that record? Hey, no way. I would do something else. They push it another month. I'd do something else. They push it another month. Man, I learned so much. I really did. 36 months of non-stop, never stop fighting them. Never, never, never. 3 years in a row. I was homeless the whole time. Man, all I did was fight. All the time. Still, right? And here I am. They can't kill us. I'd be dead as a doornail, wouldn't I? I'm the biggest problem they got. Cal, I did the traditional MBA too. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. It's like what? uh, Anthony, finding out about trust law is the most incredible. Yeah, oh yeah, it is. It is. Bible, besides the Bible, yeah, I teach about that Jesus Christ Trust on that. Nobody even knows what that word. I'm the first one that decoded the word, the Bible. I put up a video of it 2 days ago or 1 day ago, yesterday. Nobody even knows what that word means, and I'll tell you right now, just to prove. Not only am I, no more financial and all these other tricks and stuff, but I'm actually the only, living prophet. Actually, I got proof. Anyone else? No, no proof. I'm not tooting my horn. What did Jesus do? Flip the money tables. That's what I've been doing it for over a decade. They can't kill me. I have solutions. I'm real. I said, who backed me? God did, or else I'd be dead as a doornail. Wouldn't I? So Bible, it's real simple. Let me go over it. Right. We're separated from God. At least we have the feeling that we are right now. We're not feeling like, oh, I'm totally absorbed in God's bliss and happiness and knowledge and power. And, I'm not like sitting in heaven right now and everything is, I'm overwhelmed by God's joy and bliss. No, am I? No, I'm not that, right? I'm here under the dome, right under the firmament, and I'm in a test, right? I'm in a test for my soul. All right, Sharon. Uh, So I'm going to test my soul, right? That's what the word is. Old test of Amen Ra, right? The devil versus the guy on the cross. Testament. Test of Amen versus Jesus. Okay. The devil versus, the guy on the cross. Which one do you want? So the Old Testament, right? That's how you worship the devil. Shout down as a double negative. Do all this evil stuff. You're with the devil, right? That's it. And so New Testament, you're with Jesus. That's it. So what does Bible mean? Bi is what? Two. Two. You're either in the Old Testament or the New Testament, right? You're with the devil or you're with God, and that's it. There is no alternative, right? And we're in the firmament, we're in the dome, and only the first saint awake can explain every detail of our physical universe, which I can and have. No one else can. I've explained every detail of it, right? We're in a bowl, right? The firmament is a dome over us. The rainbow proves that. And so by bowl, right? We're in a duality bowl. Duality dome. That's where we are. And this is the rule book, right? The Bible. Right. That's the rule book. You're with the devil, you're with Jesus. Anyone else decode the name of the Bible? No. It's pretty simple once you hear it. Can you come up with another reason for it? No, no, no. It's just when you play the game of life, you get a rule book. That's it. God is fair like that. Maybe the fairies are unfairies. Maybe the fairies are unfairies. It feels pretty unfair. But there's a rule book. So, yeah. Besides the Bible. So I actually, I mean, have I given out more information than the Bible? I don't know if you looked into my work fully, Anthony. I don't know if you looked into my work fully, but have I actually given out more information than it is in the Bible? I think that some people that have studied my work fully might actually say I've released more information and more information you could actually use. It isn't like, what does that mean? Like, I've been extremely specific and I've given proof of all that I've taught. And I think that, if you look into it, this is not an ego. This is what you're supposed to do according to the Bible, right? Somebody says, oh, you're a prophet. Oh, what does the Bible say? And every other freaking religious text, right? You check to see if their previous prophecies came true. Is that all right? Yes. So that's the yardstick. My previous prophecies have all come true, and here I am alive, and I'm still helping people. So that's that. You see, release more information, and the prophecies in the past are true. So the upcoming ones are, and that's it. Yeah, Anthony, I'm going live on this channel. It says 7 p.m. on Thursdays, and tonight it's to the public. It's already scheduled. It's on the schedule. You could go, oh, hey, notify me. Go look at our channel. It's a scheduled thing. It's 7 p.m. tonight. You could just get a notification that we're going to go live. So anyway, I'm going to give out some really... I should probably make a new package to give this out, but you know what? Time is of the essence up here in the dome, isn't it? Like, people are fighting now, today, that have my work. So I'm going to tell them tonight. I'm going to release it to the public. Some old information I used to use. Why? Why not? My goal is to beat them, right? Right. What's the prophet's job? Send everybody to hell that deserves it. Who else isn't going to hell? Almost no one. Almost no one isn't going to hell. I mean, everyone goes to hell pretty much. Everyone I meet face to face going to hell. That'll listen, right? Oh, I'm a prophet, blah, blah, blah. Did they check me? No. That'll listen, oh, they go to hell. my favorite hypocrites to send to hell are Christians, right? The Bible thumpers out in public. Hey, at least the Satanists, they ain't saying nothing. They're not like, come to the devil, everything's cool. Screw Jesus. They don't actually do all that. But the Jesus people, they're out there saying all that. So, okay, you follow the Bible. Oh, okay, cool. I'm a prophet. So, you can only read the Bible, but a prophet can tell you what it means, right? That's what it means. They're in that book, aren't they? So what are you supposed to do when somebody says that? You test me, right? They never do that. So off they go to hell. That's my job. So anyway, yeah. Anthony, what you're saying is right. I just kind of wanted to fill it in. I always like to kind of, whenever someone brings up, I like to bring up the finer points in it, the principles behind the question and the answer, so that people, can understand the principles, apply them themselves creatively for their own situation in the future. Right? I'm teaching. Ask me if you're a student and so on, but after you get the information, it's pretty, uh, basic, and then you just apply it, to the situation as you go. These are basic principles that you could use for absolutely any situation, and they're never going to change. They don't change. We don't change. Methods don't change. The future's already written, pre-planned, all that. So these methods will always work. Okay, great questions. If nobody's got any other thoughts or questions, I will see you tonight at 7 p.m. Thanks for this little tune in. Maybe you share this live link with some others so they can tune in tonight, and we can really get into it. Because this would, why? Why not? Why? I was like, oh man, I wouldn't do this morning. But come on at 7 because more people will be here at 7 because it's planned. I've been doing this for a long time at 7 o'clock. So please shoot this out there. We're going to, man, isn't it nice when you learn simple things, which, they want us 6 feet, 6 feet. Yeah, I'm going to show you how to get some 6 feet up a here. Okay? Tune in at 7 tonight. Let's get into it, everybody. All right? Okay, let me see. How do I quit this? It's not reading this. Oh my God, they always do this, don't they? Ah, here we go. All right, people. I'll see you 7. You have a wonderful day.